And what is going on, everyone? Appreciate you, my boy. We are Unscripted Podcast, all talk. My host is currently not feeling good. Gang, gang, we in the building. And so I am gonna rock this solo. I got my phone out because I'm gonna be going over a few books, um, and just trying to basically, um, give you guys some pertinent information about what we're discussing today. So we're discussing manifestation, um, and I'm going to mute my phone because I see it's very loud. Um, and I think it's important to discuss manifestation with everyone because the key premise of everything is that you deserve more. You are more than what you think. You are more than what you deserve. You are more than what society tells you you are. And the main thing about everything when it comes to manifestation is really just getting a sense of a feeling. So if you feel like there's something that's staying in your spirit or your soul or whatever the case may be, it's for a reason. Um, and when it comes to this, it's something that you shouldn't ignore because I don't know if you're religious or spiritual or whatever the case may be. Um, Everyone has a unique um, gift talent that the creator has basically given them. Um, and you may be good at maybe creating clothes or really good with math. That's your unique talent, and I think it's important for anyone to really utilize that talent, that skill, that gift, I should say. So, I want to kind of define what manifestation is. It's according to Webster's dictionary, it's bringing in an abstract idea to life. So, the main premise of everything is the idea. And that goes back to what I was saying before. How are you feeling? Like these thoughts that are in your head, what's driving you? What's like your your niche or what you're passionate about or something that it's just you. For example, for myself, I love music, I love acting, and I've always had this in me since I was little. And it's kind of unique to see it kind of unfold and go into place per se. So what got me to where I am and kind of on the path was around 2018. I want to say I started listening to I Am Affirmations. And what I Am Affirmations are is you can go on YouTube, you can order them on thank you for joining CC. You can go on any app or whatever the case is and you listen to it while you sleep. And so what it does is that you're hearing things. I am prosperous. I am generous. I am ambitious. I am in the best shape of my life. And it's kind of reprogramming your mind because for me, for myself, a lot of things I grew up with were, in a sense, religious that made me kind of deviate from what I personally feel God's given talent was embedded in me. So it made me kind of, and I'm still going through it. I'm still trying to reprogram my mind, still trying to get over things and, just get all these things out of the way. Oh, I thank everybody for joining right now. For those that don't know, we are discussing manifestation. Um, and what, thank you, my brother. I appreciate you. My other host, he's not feeling well, so, but I had to get this out there. So the first step I was mentioning was the I Am Affirmations, which deals with the subconscious. Um, and that was the first step for me to kind of get the ball rolling, because there's something. Yes, exactly. It's all about manifestations. So the first book that I actually like read, and it's funny because I saw a video on YouTube, and the video was by, the channel was VYBO, Visualize Yourself Beyond Ordinary. Dope channel. Unfortunately, it's growing a little too much, and I say unfortunately because you get the commercials. So when I saw it, they did something that was like super unique. They had um like everything that I kind of want in life. They had yachts, they had airplanes, they had all these things, right? Showing. Meanwhile, you're hearing the audio summary of that book. So I ended up getting the book, and the book is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. That is the first book that got me into manifestations. And so the one thing that you have to understand that I'm learning is it all deals with faith. So if you're religious or you're spiritual or whatever, those things coincide. They can't, they're not pit against each other, and I want you to understand that. They're not, oh, because I'm a Christian or I'm a Buddhist or I'm whatever the case may be, that's why it's not working. No, that's false. It all deals with understanding that whatever deity you worship or acknowledge, they have put this in you for a reason. And so now it's your time to tap in and really bring it to life. Because even in the Bible, it's funny. I reference this all the time. Like, I think it says, as a man thinketh, so shall he be. Ask and you shall receive. So that's the main thing I need you to understand, that when you're manifesting anything, you do not, there's something in your spirit that is fighting it, and the only reason why it's fighting it is because of what you went through or what your parents went through growing up. So for example, a lot of West Indian, or in my case, Haitians, whatever the case is, right? They tend to see, oh, he got money, so he must have did something with the devil. He did some kind of voodoo to get the money. So you view money, even in the Bible, money is the root of all evil. So you view money as something that's very, very evil, but that's not the case, because if you look at the Old Testament, and I'm not a religious pastor or whatever the case is, but if you look at the Old Testament and you look at Deuteronomy chapter 28, so those who are Jewish, they know this scripture very well in the Torah. You shall be the head and not the tail, right? And so what does that stem from? What does that all come from? That comes from knowing that the creator that you worship, that has made you, that has given you these unique gifts, these unique talents, because we're not all the same. You know what I mean? We're the same as far as being human, but we all have a unique trait to us, which is amazing. So now it's your turn to tap into that, right? So the book I first mentioned was Think and Grow Rich. And a lot of these books all have the same theme. The same theme being faith. You have to have faith in the unknown. And just like you have faith in the creator, it's exactly the same way. So the first book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. The second book I would recommend for those that are looking to be on a successful path of, maybe you're starting a new career, or you're want to open up your own business, or you are pursuing a passion, a dream of yours that you want to see come to fruition, would be by Percy Miller, Guaranteed Success. Now, for those that don't know Percy Miller, that is Master P's real name, Master P the rapper. Oh, nah. So that book right now, and it follows the same thing with Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. You get yourself a piece of paper, you write down, you visualize. And what does that mean? What does visualization mean? It means you imagine. So you imagine you already being where you're at. So, for example, if you wanted to manifest a new car, you visualize yourself in that new car. How does it make you feel? Okay, I got a new car. I feel happy. It smells good. It drives smooth. It's very good on gas. Those kind of silly things. It seems silly, but are extremely powerful. Um, so you take these steps into taking the time to meditate, visualizing what you want. You write down everything, and then you set goals. And these goals, you set timelines to those goals. Okay, in 6 months, I expect this to be here. In 4 months, I expect this to be here. Thank you, everybody that's tuning in, that's joining our conversation. Greatly appreciate you. My boy GQ Win is under the weather, so I took the mantle today, talking to you guys, and we're discussing manifestation and what steps you should take to, make everything come to fruition. So the third book that I would recommend is called Project 369. And I actually found this book on TikTok. Feel well, my brother. That's my boy GQN tuning in. Project 369. And they talk about the power of numbers in manifestation. My boy said the power of vision board and placing it in a place where you see it daily. Yes, that is like so powerful. It's unbelievable. Along with that, what I do, and this was from Napoleon Hill's audio, was I repeat what I've written down in my head in the morning and at night. Vision boards are amazing. So, and what I also do is that because of these books, they tell you mine is right by my bed. I hear you. And that's like one of the greatest things you can do, having it right by your bed. So as soon as you go to sleep, you see it. You put it in your subconscious to dream about it. Yep, that is like amazing. And then another thing that you can do is, according to the book Project 369, and it tells you in the morning you write down your I am affirmations. And so with the I am affirmations, it's a little different. Like, I am becoming this, or I am destined for this. I am going here. You write it down 3 times. The afternoon, you write it down 6 times. The nighttime, you write it down 9 times. So now that it's ingrained, it's in your muscle memory by writing it. Then you do your mantras. You concentrate. You pray about what you want. If you're spiritual or religious, whatever the case may be, you pray, okay, this is what I want. And even if it comes to like manifesting a relationship, which is crazy. So if you want a specific person, you can manifest that person. You can literally be like, okay, I want them this, and this. Physical attraction and everything, which is the crazy part. Now, the books that I've read don't recommend that, because vanity lasts for so long. If you're manifesting the love of your life, there's certain quality traits that they must have that is compatible with what you're doing and what you're trying to accomplish and everything else. All that good stuff. So, I've mentioned Napoleon Hill. You'll hear me say him 1,000 times. The second book was Percy Miller, Guaranteed Success. Praying does work, definitely does. The third book was Project 369 by the author David Kasnici. I don't know if I'm chopping this man's name. Hold up. Kasneci. David Kasnici. And, we discuss those things of numbers and certain things that you should pay attention to. Like, sometimes your kids will say something, or a friend might say something, and then, boom, it's sometimes the universe indirectly speaking to you as to what step you may need to take for you to manifest whatever you're trying to manifest. The other book that I also would suggest is Napoleon Hill's Laws of Success, um, and just everything else like that. So for me, I would want you guys to, if you want maybe a promotion at your job, or you want to grow within your company, or you're starting your own company and you just need a certain idea. I remember listening to an audio of Napoleon Hill, and he was saying how he was having the hardest time trying to um, come up with the title for Think and Grow Rich, right? And the people that the publishing company were giving him like the next day, like, look, and he said they came up with a silly name like, get your kitten and caboodle and you'll get the noodle, or some shit like that. And he really sat and he like prayed about it. He was like, come on, subconscious, I need a better name for this to work. And the next day he came up with the title Think and Grow Rich. Now, these books I can go hours upon hours upon hours upon hours about, but unless you actually take the time to read these books, you really won't get the gist of what I'm saying. Um, Very true. Prayer and manifestation go hand in hand. That is very true, CC. Whatchamacallit, the one thing that I've taken from this book called um, Project 369 was that you can't be, I appreciate you joining the live stream as we go on this podcast. My partner isn't here. But they said you can't be upset about the bad that happens. Understand that it's all part of your manifestation. So you may lose a friend, somebody that you thought was vital to you, that was super close and everything else, and they might not be able to be on this journey with you because of what baggage or what energy they may bring to the table that might disrupt your blessing or manifestation and everything else like that. So for me, my daily routines are, I get up, I go through my phone, I look at my I Am Affirmations. I'm starting to try to write things down as far as, okay, this is what I want to manifest. I do my visualizations, and then you put in the work. You have to put in the work. You have to put in the work. Okay, this is what we want to do. This is what I expect by this timeline and everything else. Like, I wish my partner was here right now, because it would be just to talk about the journey that we came from. We discussed this on last week's episode about, being thankful for Thanksgiving and everything else like that. It's so funny how we came up with this idea of having a podcast, right? Just having this podcast. Just, okay, we were going to do it in my bedroom. Like, we had the green screen, we had everything, boom, boom, boom. Then we reached out to one of our friends who opened up a place. We rented a little spot from them. Then it went from there to our office, by July. And then from our office, turning from just a podcast to doing embroidery, to, doing other podcasts, allowing people to do their podcasts if they want to. And I think that was something that's like so freaking dope, so freaking awesome. And it's real. I need whoever's listening, who's ever tuning in, whoever's watching, like, if it's not happening for you right now, then do some soul searching. And what I mean by that is, maybe there's somebody around you whose energy isn't matching up with yours. Maybe there's something that you haven't addressed that you need to address so that these things don't get in the way of what you're trying to do. Maybe, there's the area that you're at. It could be like where you live, you have to move. Like, it might be the most uncomfortable thing, but you have to move. Like, it might be you have to leave a certain job because of where you're supposed to go. So those things I would tell you pay attention to. Everybody else that's tuning in on the Twitch, the YouTube, the Facebook, and of course the Instagram, I greatly appreciate you. For those that do this by themselves and go live with no partner, like, you're a G, because I feel like I'm just talking to talk, but everybody is tuning in and being engaging with the conversations, and I greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it. Um, so, you know, if there are any questions that anyone has as far as how to manifest or what you want to manifest and, when to manifest and everything else, like, I'm all for giving that information up. I'm all for, explaining things that I can and everything else. So for me, you know, those that understand what manifestation is, if you're going through something, I would, again, these books, I'm going to say it again. The first book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Second book, Guaranteed Success by Percy Miller, Master P. Third book, Project 369 by David Kasneci, Kasneci. Laws of Success by Napoleon Hill. There's others. So, and for me, since I'm into the music and entertainment aspect of things, another book that I would recommend is Curtis Jackson. I'll tell you exactly the name of it as I go on my phone. And I listen to his audiobook narrated by him. So you're hearing him talk in your ears. Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter by 50 Cent. It is one of the dopest books ever. It's like 8 hours long if you're doing the video audio, doing the audio book, but it's dope. Thank you for everybody that's joining and tuning in about manifestation. I know certain people, they might have like crystals and stones and everything else. I don't know personally about those things. I can't speak on it. But with everything else, I definitely can speak about what I do as far as, okay, meditating, visualizing, just getting my energy together, just hearing my subconscious, as far, well, not subconscious, but your inner ear, when you feel like, okay, I'm in a situation that, isn't good. You said I do what? I'm like all over the place. You got to explain. Tell me. Oh, you use the stones and everything? Oh, okay, okay, okay. That's dope. That's not a bad thing. I don't know about it. I don't know about the stones and everything else. I just go based off what I've, you know, done in life. You know what I mean? Like, I go based off of that. I haven't really done anything out of the ordinary besides writing down my I am affirmations, my goals, you know, being consistent with it and so forth. Another thing that's like vital for me, at least for me, that I've noticed is that certain things that I eat deal with my energy. So I try to make sure that I take my vitamins. I try to make sure that I'm around people that, yes, vibration is literally everything. Literally everything. And I try to make sure that I take, there's like a couple of like amino acids that I take that help me with my memory, that help me with feeling a little bit more upbeat and everything else like that and so forth. And, I try my best to just be positive, just continue to go whatever I'm going with, to listen to music that reinforces what I'm trying to go for or what I'm into, that keeps my mental, whatever the case is. Looking at people's story and seeing, okay, they started this way. Okay, I'm going to not exactly mimic what they're doing, but, God is omnipresent, stone plants, people, you name it. That's dope. So you know what? Here's a question for you, CC. What made you get into manifesting? Like, what made you say, you know what, I'm kind of over the norm and I want my life to change? Like, what specifically made you do that? Because for me, like, I was telling my cousin the other day, Shout out to Boy Fresh Music who just joined. Shout out to my other cousin, Angel. You know, I always got to put my Dominican accent with my Dominican cousins, Jomo. I was just telling my other cousin, though, the other day that I would literally, like, cry and pray and, like, fight with the creator and be like, you didn't make me this talented. You didn't put all of this talent inside of me. Like, you didn't make me, like, funny and be able to sing, songwrite, produce, just to work at the job that I was working at. It makes absolutely no sense. So I want to know, like, what made you guys go into manifestation, and if you're starting now, what is making you go into manifestation? What is your turning point, I should say? What is, okay, this is what I want to do now because this, like, a lot of, so you said that's a longer story, but honestly, I stopped fighting my gifts and started studying. That's dope. That's dope. You know, because, you know, I think for a lot of people, if you notice, the job market is a little crazy. And because I still get the emails from, like, Monster and apply for this, the prices are looking pretty good. I'm not going to lie to you. Before, I was seeing the 15, 14, like, yo, these prices are disrespectful. The emails I've been seeing now has been like, oh, we'll pay you 25, we'll pay you 26 an hour, we'll pay you 35 an hour, you know, and that is absolutely 5,000% true. Your perception of yourself is what dictates your success. That is the key. That is the absolute key. Like, if you speak to, like, somebody like a Michael Jordan, right, and what I mentioned earlier in the podcast was, like, you can't be afraid to fail. You can't be afraid of failure, and you have to embrace that failure. Like Michael Jordan, I was going to say Michael Jackson. Michael Jordan didn't even make his high school basketball team. This is the the guy that you consider the GOAT didn't even make his basketball team, but his mental was, you know, and that's something that you just tend to figure out. You, even with me doing music, like, the growth from my first song to now is exponential. And, you know, like, I was discussing with one of my cousins about how we paid, like, this guy that, like, mixed for Kalani. We, like, paid him like $1,000 to mix a song, and when he mixed it, it was trash. It was it was absolute garbage. And I ended up mixing the song myself, which is Good Girls, currently streaming everywhere. And I was so proud of myself. It took me a couple of days, but it came out the way it was supposed to come out. You know, it did what it was supposed to do. It rocked. It sounded great. It sounded amazing. There was no bad feedback. There was no bad, you know, no bad whatever. But again, you know, for those that are just tuning in, we're discussing manifestation, how to manifest, you know, what signs to look for when you do manifest, and don't ignore those signs when you start to see things change, because they will change. And another thing I want to tell people is, like, you can't be small-minded. Oh, thank you, CC. Big heart. CC said, I've seen the growth in your music. It is great. Big heart. Y'all understand how hard I'm working out here. My man said, I see the pandemic allowed me to stop in place and hone in on the things that make me happy. That is important. After a while, it began to work towards my best to do the things that I want to do without someone's validation. Bro, that is the hardest thing to do, because we're social creatures. We, at least for me, someone's opinion of myself is, like, it's important, and it is, and it has to be important, because we again, we're in a social environment. We're eco-social. We're a community, regardless of race, gender, whatever. We're in a community, and I'm gonna give you a perfect example. If somebody at your job smells, they have bad hygiene, they don't brush their teeth, they become a hazard to your job, Because if they're not taking care of themselves and they're always sick and they're bringing it in and not cleaning themselves, now the whole office got that. Yeah, see, I know some of y'all visualizing that one person at your office, like, oh, Bob stink ass, like whatever. But but it's important. So these things, they kind of dictate on how you move. You know, she said, "I feel you. For me, this pandemic showed me I really don't like being around people." That's a fact. You know what though? I'm sorry to say it, CC. We just old. We just old. Like I be going to the city and I be like, I'm pretty sure 1,000 of these mofos have COVID, or whatever the case is. You be touch, don't touch me, don't touch me. Somebody bump into you. The hell's wrong with you? Don't touch me. Like, but you know, but I think a lot of everything is just, it's just like you said, seeking that validation from others and other people's opinion, and sometimes those things can deter you, and sometimes you got to block out the noise and just do what you want to do and how you want to do it, and what you feel is important to you, because there's something innate inside of you that says, okay, this is important to me, this is why I'm doing this, this is essential to me. You know what I mean? Like that is something that you got to do. And then again, I'm all about visualizations. I'm all about these books. I'm all about that constant repetitive notion, because you have to change your mindset once you start manifesting. Because once you go through, to answer people's question, I'm so those that see me looking all over the place, I'm looking at several cameras. One on my phone, one on the tablet, and then the main camera that's connected to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. So if you see me like kind of looking a little ADHD-ish, I apologize, and everything else. But again, to go back to that topic, you have to kind of. I saw something on TikTok, and he was talking about generational curses and certain habits. You're just breaking these generational chains. You're breaking these things that kind of set, or maybe have kept you stagnant, and that's the hardest to do, to reprogram, because you're kind of like rebirthing yourself when you start manifesting. Like it's like becoming a new person. You're kind of like taking on a new identity, which is really like, it's cool, it's fascinating, and the fun part about everything is putting in the work, because I don't know if anybody's ever manifested anything without trying, like doing the actual work. If you have, then you might just be a magician and not like a human or something. But once you see that all the hard work that you've put in, that you start to see these connections you've made, you start to see the respect that people give you, you start to see, just things come to life. You start to see a lot of things just growth. You start to see, hey, there she is. Congratulations again on your engagement. Super, super happy for you. But you start to see all these things come to life. You start to see the growth. You start to see it. And it seems so surreal, because, again, you're still fighting these previous ancestors or your own background or upbringing and everything else. And you have to tell yourself, okay, I can do it. I believe I can do it. I know I can do it. All right. And everything else. Hey, you better see me Friday. But you see all these things come into life and everything else. And it's such a outer body experience. It's such a outer body experience. So for everybody that isn't manifesting, and want to manifest, the first thing I tell you to do, hi, my daughter. How are you, mama? I didn't get to see you today. I'm a little hurt. It's okay. The first thing I want you to do is really take the time, grab a piece of pen and paper or pencil and paper, and write down 7 things about yourself. So I want 7 good things and I want 7 bad things, or what you consider bad, which might not actually be bad. So if, for example, if you know that, okay, I tend to I procrastinate, right? And okay, you procrastinate, you write that down on the bad side. On the good side, you work hard. Okay, so you write down I work hard and everything else. So with that being said, you do all of that. You go through there, and then now you write down what is it that you want to manifest. What is it that you want to see come to fruition? And when it comes to manifestation, you attract what you are, not what you want. And to explain that, because to me, I didn't get it. I didn't get that at all. It's like, I see all these guys, they talk about that, and I'm like, what the hell does that mean? What that means is that you, if you are a business owner or a future, or a mogul or musician or whatever, and you think you're the next Usher or whoever the case is, then you have to move and embody yourself in that kind of spirit of being that business owner, that Usher, that whoever you choose, or whatever you want to manifest. So you have to embody that. So another thing too that I wanted to say is important is that you can't make money your primary source of manifestation. A lot of people only see the material things, and that's it. And don't get me wrong, like money is, something that I had to program into my mind as being the root of joy and comfort. Because what can you do? Money can let you go on a vacation and take your family. Money can allow you to eat. Money can allow you to buy nice clothes, So all these things you manifest, you bring to life, you write it down, and then you visualize yourself already having it and thanking your deity for it. You thank the universe for it. You thank them. Okay, thank you so much for this. You thank them for the journey of going through it. Because when in the beginning, it's the hardest. It is the hardest thing once you start manifesting. It is because you will come through trials and tribulations, and it doesn't stop. It does not stop. And the thing that with these other books, with Percy Miller and 50 Cent's book, is that the one thing that they tell you is that success is not a one-time thing. It's not like, okay, I made $11 million. I made it. I'm good. It doesn't stop. And that's the cool thing about manifestation, because now you end up being healthier. You end up living a more joyful life. You end up just joyful life. Like, that's the key. Like, you obviously want to live a joyful life. Anybody who wants to live a miserable life, like, I don't think you should be listening to this podcast. I think you should be somewhere, I don't know, in the mountains or something. Like, you want to live a comfortable life. Who doesn't want to be able to take their family to a vacation? Like, I took my daughter to Mexico in May to go to my cousin's wedding, and I got to see my other cousins, and it was the most amazing time I had being around my family and everything else. Like, obviously, I want to continue doing that. I want to be able to be like, yo, let's go here, and not be restricted because of the lack of access to money. So for that to change, I have to become this person that I know I am already. So, that was basically it. If you guys haven't written it down, these 4 books that I mentioned, Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, Master P's book, or Percy Miller, Guaranteed Success, Project 369 by David Kaznasi, and then 50 Cent, Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter. These books are really, really, really something that will allow you to step into the you that you know you are, the you that you deserve. And you deserve to be happy. You deserve to be successful. You deserve to have everything you want. You deserve it. And the thing that you have to understand is that there's an abundance of it. We live in America, and even around the world is becoming more kind of westernized per se. And if you look, you could look at the poorest country. There's always some rich family in that poorest country living a great life. So you can manifest it. You can get whatever that you feel you deserve, that you're entitled to, that you know is in your spirit that you can accomplish. So don't feel like it's out of reach. If there's something in your soul or spirit telling you you want this, it's because it's obtainable. And then once you accept that it's obtainable, you will definitely get it. So I really am happy to see everybody manifest and get, what they deserve and their journey and success and everything else. I think that's going to be like a fun thing. And hopefully you guys, look back on this podcast and be like, yo, I was watching, unscripted podcasts and they were talking about manifestation and I got these books and then boom, we manifested it. And here we are living a great life, freaking flying to Paris and Italy and Rome and all this other stuff, or, South Africa, Nigeria, whatever hell you want to go. And everything else like that. So I know for me, again, another thing that you shouldn't do when you start to see things manifest is you have to be very, very cautious of who you tell what is manifesting for you, because you might feel like everybody love you, everybody dig you, and then that hate just throws off a whole thing, and then now you got to kind of start from the beginning again. So just be mindful of who you tell your secrets, who you tell what you're manifesting, who you let in your circle and everything else like that. And then once it's manifested, it's going to happen and you just accept it, you appreciate it, but don't gloat about it. You don't gloat about it and everything else. What's up, Pop? Appreciate you, my boy, joining the manifestation conversation on the Unscripted podcast. My boy GQ Win is not feeling well, so I had to kind of hold the mantle right there. You got to move in silence. Moving in silence is something that's so real. And then you got to work hard. And then when you work hard, but again, these books help you work smarter, not harder, because you might be putting in unnecessary energy into something that isn't what you are destined for. You might be destined for something greater. So, I want everybody to, like I said, do your homework, write down, these things that you want, what you want to manifest, look into these books, and then do your I Am Affirmations. And then that's a fact. Not everyone is praying for your success, and that's okay. And that's okay because, that's unrealistic to think everybody loves you. Everybody's going to be in a kumbaya kind of thing. Like that's unrealistic. So, you manifest what you have to manifest. You write it down. You write down your goals. You set those timelines. You set those dates. And you will start to see people start connecting with you. People that you felt were out of your scope. Like, wow, I just met this person and they're connected to this person. And, oh, my God, this is happening. I can't believe. And I'm saying this because I'm experiencing it right now. I'm not going to say what, but it's been, for me, like, yo, it's been a long time coming, because those who know me know I'm very passionate about everything that I do. I'm passionate about my partners in this business, my boy Young Pop, a.k.a. Popovich. I'm passionate about his clothing line, Certified Loopy. I'm passionate about GQ Win and his fashion and everything, and being a part of this unscripted podcast. I'm passionate about, the people that have joined me. Cece, she has her beauty and nail business that she does, and everything. Like even my homegirl who's talking right now just got engaged. I'm passionate about seeing people win. That's my energy. So, I want to see you guys win. I want to see everyone be successful and deserve it, and then you'll notice once you do get it, your circle is going to be a little small, unfortunately, and that's fine, because not everybody's meant to be part of this ride. Not everybody has that deep love and support you the way they support you, and the ones that do support you, they'll be right there with you. If they're supposed to be there, they'll definitely be there. And the support will be real. They'll be there. They'll, you'll see them advocate for you in a way that you never knew. Like, oh, I didn't know this person rock with me like that. That's crazy. You know, yo, they're always checking in on me. Oh, wow, they're sharing my content. They're supporting my business. Like, you know, that you'll see it. You'll see it. You know, so whatever you decide to do in life, guys, go for it. There's an abundance of it. If you have any questions regarding manifestation, or you feel like you've come across a block or something, or a mental block or a spiritual block, I'm always down for a good prayer. I'm always down for giving advice and everything else. The one thing that I would tell you besides the books is to kind of go on YouTube and do research on whatever it is that you're getting into. If you're going to be a real estate mogul, learn how, you know, the real estate moguls move. What steps have they taken? Like, get as much information as you possibly can. Get informed. I would tell you also visualize how you want your lifestyle to be. Like, I've gone to places and I'm like, okay, this is what I want. This is what I deserve, and I'm going to get it. And I'm confident I'm going to get it. And it's not a sense of being brash or, you know, conceited, but it's a sense of understanding that, one, I'm manifesting it. Two, I've put in a lot of hard work, and the people around me have put in a lot of hard work. So I'm not disregarding that. I'm acknowledging their hard work. So, you know, that's basically it. So to close this out, before I do my little spiel, remember the books, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. He also has another book, Laws of Success. He has several books, and everything else. I would just tell you, read all his books if you can. Second book, Guaranteed Success by Percy Miller. It's I'm listening it to right now, along with a couple other books. But that book right there is just crazy. Another book that I mentioned was Project 369. That one, like I said, I found on TikTok, and these books are very inexpensive. And they all coincide. They just might give it to you in a different language that you may be under to understand. You know, like, okay, I didn't see this in this book, but in this book I see this, and this makes a little bit more sense for me. Another book would be Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter by 50 Cent. You know, these books that I keep in rotation. The one that I'm like re-listening to is Master P's book, mainly because it falls in the lines of manifestation and everything else, and it just hits a little bit harder, being that he came from a humble beginning in the projects and everything else like that. So, you know, that's basically it. So make sure you get those books, and then, you know, you can go on YouTube, get your I Am Affirmations, get your YouTube on, visualize, and listen to the audio and meditate, get your subconscious on, and everything else like that. So, guys, I really, 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 really appreciate you tuning in. This was a great freaking conversation. I'm hoping to have some of you guys actually come here to the office and, you know, chat with us live and, you know, tell the world what you're into, how you're doing it. Also, before we go, we let you know we do embroidery. So if you guys have a logo or anything you want embroidered, shoot me an email. You can email, you can email me directly. You can send me a DM or email me. It's samuel.moweta, MOWETA, at unscriptedentertainment.com. And we'll get that done for you. So, you know, to my host that isn't here, Mr. GQN, I hope you feel better, my brother. My business partners were Sean, you know, Kasim, putting out your full government. I'm sorry, my brother. I appreciate you guys and my cousins, my families, my friends, and GQ Wins friends and family that tune in weekly and, you know, get in our conversations and have us laughing. And we are happy to make you smile and happy to give you information and happy to, you know, join the conversations. All the friends on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook, thank you for tuning in every Wednesday at 6:30. We want to keep it consistent and do what we do, and, you know, have everybody rocking out. So with that being said, you are loved, you are appreciated, you are valued. You can do anything you set your mind to. As long as you believe it, you can achieve it. This is the Unscripted Podcast. All And we are out of here.